Protocol number 3, Tour Striker Nation. So if you've got this groovy hip action right now, congratulations, you're on your way to doing really well at weddings and hitting fantastic wedge shots. I know I'm joking, but I mean it. You got to be able to feel the ground with your feet, move your body, feel the weight of the golf club. Now, why is that working for you? Why are you hitting these great little shots out there? Because you are making this golf club react the way it's supposed to. That leading edge is elevated off the ground almost to the point of the equator of the golf ball. When it's in this state of lag or state of stress, when I say stress, I don't mean it in a bad term. I just mean that when I'm changing direction, the way that club resists changing direction, therefore it lags or stresses my hands. That's kind of the cue for me to go the other way and have that great dynamic delivery. Not only that, it takes that elevated leading edge and gets it closer to the ground. So after protocol number 2, I want you to play around with a little bit of trajectory. This is kind of fun. And this is how you become an artist with your wedges. Whether you can flight them low, a little bit higher, you'll figure it out. Now let's get organized, narrow stance. You see I've got my golfer's toolbox here. I've got my nice measure to the grass. I've got that X on the Tour Striker wedge kind of centered behind the middle of the ball. If you're going to make a boo-boo on this, go ahead and center it a little bit toward you rather than on the heel, because heeled shots, we don't like those. Now, as we hit these little shots, we can deliver as much stress or as little stress as we want. In other words, I could be very soft, hit a low shot. I could kind of stall out a little bit, hit a higher shot. I want you to kind of feel this. Here's a little lower shot. Let's hit this one first. Pressure in the ground. Here's the buggy whip of the takeaway. There's a little low shot there where the ball came out kind of flighted and low. And you'll notice in the finish, when I'm done in my semi-follow through, this shaft hasn't overtaken these hands. And it's not a finish that's up over my head over here either. This is a small abbreviated event where I'm taking the address angle that's from the shaft to my trail arm, letting the weight of it bend my wrist back, letting my pivot deliver that stronger club face, and then kind of exhausting that semi-follow through right here, enjoying that flighted, spinny, pin-seeking wedge shot. So let's do another one of those, because I'm going to challenge you to go high, low, move the trajectory around a little bit, all the while feeling how the weight of that club head at the end of this stick, end of this shaft, the Tour Striker pitching wedge. Here's a little bit of a higher one. Take note as this ball gets collected. Ball went a little higher, about the same distance. Now if I showed you this follow through, it's not quite the same as the previous one. I let the club catch up a little differently. Still has dynamic, strong loft, but it's not as strong as the previous shot. So you have to understand that as a golfer developing skills, you actually can dictate how much loft you want on the golf ball. It's not just, hey, grab this, smash it. It's a feeling. Understand the weight of the club in your hands. You could pluck a guitar string and get a note, or you could pluck a guitar string and bend that note and create a cool vibrato. That's what great musicians can do to add a nuance and feeling to the music. Well, you can do the same thing striking a golf ball. And why not learn how to do that with these small swings and a pitching wedge to be the craftsman you really need to be? So I did a low one, I did a high one, and a lot of it is really dictated in the finish and how we arrive at that finish. So I'm going to do another low one here. Ball's kind of forward in a narrow stance. I've got my nice measure. Here's a low one. The momentum of the body helps to get the club going back. Handle first, club head last, almost slung back. And there's a little miss hit. So Tour Striker Nation, I hit that a little off the toe. Hey, you're going to miss too. It's okay. I've been hitting these things for years and I just missed one. So there's a smaller face. I clicked it off the toe a little bit and went a little bit to the right. Shame on me, but that's okay. You have to practice harder than you play. If I did that shot with my normal wedge, it might have felt a little funky, but it would have been fine. That's the point. Train harder so that when you use your golf clubs, you feel way more confident. So I want you kind of working that little bit of a lower shot, understanding that follow through versus more of a overtaking to a different follow through, because they all have their place in golf. Let's move on to the next protocol.